Good evening, John Ozzy, AudaCity Capital. Tonight I'll be reviewing the account of Pedro. Pedro is one of our traders on the FTP program. Pedro's been with us from the 7th of January 2021 up until the current present date of the 11th of February 2021. So Pedro's just been with us just under a calendar month, just over a calendar month. Maintained a daily rate of 0.30% with a monthly gain of 9.29% and a drawdown of 1.83%. Let's look at his journey. Pedro is a very unique trader because Pedro has never been in negative drawdown, not even once. He's hit drawdowns, but all in a positive region because see, this is the threshold for the drawdown, minus 10%. But Pedro's been positive 0.7. So basically, Pedro's had consistent gains. But what you have to understand that's unique between Pedro is that Pedro has had losses as well. Let's just look at the balance, the profit level. Look at Pedro's guy. Started from zero profit, $118.29, $359.67, $455.95, $421.39, $710.46, $627.22, 707.61, 851.36, 1000.06, 911.31, 1303, 1552. Bingo, jackpot 10%. 203 and down again, 1766. So Pedro's been quite good. Let's look at the drawdown. Can you see January? Just 1%, 0.92, 0.74, 0.22, 0.727. All these drawdowns are in a positive region, not in the negative deficit. So that's another thing we can take positivity from. So let's go down to see Pedro's trades. Pedro's only had 103 trades with our time being on the market. And he's had an average gain of 10.35% in January, which is very high, to 0.71% in February. So let's go down and look at the summary. Pedro is a very specialist trader, I can tell by looking at the P&L, because Pedro only has a few pairs he's studying. And out of these few pairs, we can see Pedro's a specialist in his selection. Look at the pound New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi. Pedro's made 1009 pips on the buy side. Pedro is a specialist for longs. Pedro doesn't take short trades. Look at this. Pedro's a unique trader because Pedro has never shorted the market. Pedro just buys. Pedro is a unique character. With all the accounts I've reviewed over the last year and a half, I've never come across a trader who's strictly dominant on one side, and Pedro is this character. Pedro has just dominated on the side of a long process, bullish, never bearish. Euro AUD 79.5 pips. But look at the big gains. They start from the pound New Zealand dollar, followed by the pound AUD. These two pairs, pound AUD, pound New Zealand dollar, 601.7, 592, 8498. So adding almost $600 to 850, that gives him a fraction of his 10%. And he just diversified on the Euro AUD, Euro NZD, and the pound US dollar, and voila, Pedro's hit 10%. Very impressive, right? I would definitely love to see Pedro's next step at 60,000, 120,000. And when Pedro, if he carries on at this level, Pedro will be touching 500,000 US dollars pretty soon. So let's look at the trades Pedro's had. Pedro has been very consistent with his lot sizes in the early days. As you can see, 0.05, 0.10. Look at his pairs. He's building them up. And as you can see, on average, you can see the time, the duration of time Pedro holds the trades for. It's going back again to a second level. Can you see 0.10, 0.13? Pedro's been very consistent. Small, consistent gains over time make you profitable. Look at this again. 0.10. Pedro's been very consistent. So we're going to go through everything Pedro's traded. Look at this again. Consistent gains. So as we can see, Pedro's very consistent with his lot size and his pairs, and he's having consistent gains. And look at where we are right now, the last bit. So coming on to the last one now, going back to the first page, we can see Pedro's very dominant. But look at what he done towards the end. See, 0.30, 366, and you can see Pedro's now trading with his new account. So Pedro's doing quite well. And what can we say about Pedro? Not a lot. But Pedro's a very disciplined trader. He knows what he's doing. Pedro's got a lot to offer. And I see Pedro as being an asset to AudaCity Capital. And I recommend not a lot, but Pedro, just have fun with your trading, maintain discipline, consistency, selective of your pairs, great money management, and clearly you know when to cut your losses short. Pedro, I would love to meet you someday. Maybe I'll be the one interviewing you when you hit 500,000. But Pedro, I wish you all the best and enjoy your trading because I'm very impressed with this account and I'm very confident I'll be reviewing this account in the next few weeks because I know you've got the confidence to go to 60,000 US dollars. So guys, please try and take some inspiration from Pedro's account, looking at be a master of a few than becoming a master of many. You see the pound AUD, the pound NZD are clear favorites. And you can see Pedro is a unique trader, strictly bullish and never bearish. So Pedro, I challenge you to go through the whole program maintaining your bullish personality. Let's see, I'd love you to carry on with this. Maintain your bullish personality and achieve your goals. And I personally call you out and I'll actually, I won't say what I'm going to do, but I challenge you to maintain this level of consistency and discipline. And I wish you all the best in your journey with trading AudaCity Capital's capital. And take care and be successful.